Podcast.
That's right, through the rubble like Barney from Tremors and Eclipses, shaking podcasting by its foundation. No heart, by the way. Remember when the Pandas made their get the F out? Well, Triple H said, get that sports entertainment-ish out of here. Drake Respond record is like the women's North American title. It was mid, if you ask me. We are the Nation of Conversation, and this is an all-new episode of the Three Amigos Show Podcast.
Yeah, man.
Cracking as always, so much to talk about, so little time. We are back. Welcome everybody who is tuning in live on YouTube right now, and wherever you're listening to us, whenever you're listening to us. Thank you so much for choosing us. You could have been anywhere in the world. Let me start off with introductions. First and foremost, as always, there are never no shook hands in Brooklyn. If you don't know me, you will. I'm the voice in the people's choice, the hardest working man in showbiz. I am brilliant, bright, but always willing to fight. I am Random Thoughts.
Okay, that was new. That was
we
new.
got a lot of new things going on here today.
You use your Spanish heritage when you wrote R.
Yep, you see that? That was my Cuban side.
Yes.
Shouts out, I'm the Cuban werewolf.
What?
I will not be adding that to my.
Please don't.
Hailing from the livest borough, Brooklyn, repping Flatbush to the fullest. He's the voice of our turnbuckle talk. He's the realest on the turntables. He's the grand opening and the grand closing. He's Mr. High Profile himself.
You damn right.
It's the Panamanian guy. He is the Michelle Key.
Yes, indeedy. Yes, indeedy. I'm so excited to be back.
Tuning in. How was your week? You ready to do this?
Yeah, I'm energized and I'm alive. Let's go.
That's good. I'm happy. Just in case for y'all that's new, y'all might not know when I'm saying these intros, who's who. So after the intros, I'm just talking to them so you know who is who. Those of you that are listening, if you don't know by now, you should know the voices. Next, he is billed at 7'7" with a tie on.
Wow.
He is miracle, spiritual, criminal, minimum, bare minimum, aluminum bars. He's the voice that makes all of the ladies moist. Those are his words, not mine. He's the host formerly known as Big Daddy Cool, Sour Diesel. He is Diesel Washington, also known as Henny Mega.
Happy Sunday.
Washington?
Happy Sunday. I'm doing very fine.
I don't know if the Purple Blues Brothers, you joining the Judgment Day or going on the job interview right after this. Those of you watching on YouTube, you know I'm asking them that.
Sunday's best.
I'm going to a funeral.
It's yeah. Because we talking about that Drake track, and it was definitely a funeral for somebody. And it wasn't K-Dot. Moving right along. Get your pen and paper, because he's going to draw out your pen and perspective, and you're going to learn to love it. Remember the KFC? What is that, KFC or Popeye? You're going to love it. I want y'all to holler because he is unapologetically a Canadian scholar. He's the whole package, and you got to take it. He is Masquerade. I'm the boxer. Masquerade Cam.
Rock.
Camden Owens, Camden Thought, Camden, New Jersey.
What?
Sometimes the masquerade is a charade. And we love him. And he's here today. And all of y'all are here today with us. We want you to join the Nation of Conversation. If you don't already, we want to encourage you to subscribe, like, share, comment, and join in on the conversation. Now, I know we're having a lot of fun and we are laughing, but before we move forward, I want to send our prayers and our condolences out to the family and the loved ones of pioneer hip hop DJ, Mr. C, as well
Yeah.
as the Juice Man himself, O.J. Simpson. Both had some type of controversy surrounding them. Nonetheless, they have left their mark in history. So the Amigos want to again say thank you for your contribution. Rest easy, hopefully. OJ could join the big courthouse in the sky with Johnny Conqueror now, and we can all rest well.
The big courthouse.
Yep.
Anyway, without further ado, as we already did, let's put on our headsets and get ourselves into the gorilla position. Now, coming off one of the greatest WrestleManias ever, that was last year. We see what's going on. J. Cole has apologized. K-Dot dropped something. We talked about that. Drake dropped something. We spoke about it on IG Live. And if y'all missed that, go on our page and check it out. Just not right now, though. With all that's going on, I want to know, in your expert opinion, what is the greatest hip-hop battle of all time? I'm going to toss it first to Masquerade Cam. To you, what was one of or the greatest hip-hop battles of all time?
My opinion, like, I feel it shaped my adolescence years, and it was the Jay-Z versus Nas battle. And to me, it's like I went to school. The next day, we was all talking about it, ears listening to the radio. We all was plugged in. You know, Jay-Z dropped the takeover. We know Nas had to come with something crazy, and he came with that ether. So, like, to me, that rap battle, it set a precedent. It set a bar that has yet to been touched by battles that came after it.
You still on mute. You still on mute.
You're on mute.
Oh, okay. That was a good one. I definitely remember that. I have to repeat my lines. All right. Now, Denzel Washington, Mr. Henny Omega himself. What was or what is the greatest hip-hop battle of all time?
Fuck the speculation, nigga. Talk over, nigga. Dig this. I'm about to sun kiss like a soda and make Jay to the mob, make it put his lips on this nine, make kiss the game goodbye. Beanie Siegel versus Jadakiss.
Okay.
Yeah,
what was crazy was last night I was at a party and we were doing a debate, right? And you had to choose hip-hop people. You had to first we chose hip-hop people that turned into actors and was successful at both. And then the discussion became, if hip-hop was the Olympics, who would be your top five? And it was two teams, but if they had the same person, they had to eliminate them. And one team, known as the Destroyers, definitely picked Jadakiss, and they said that same exact line. So that is how iconic that battle was. Mash Out King, you are the DJ here. You're damn sure you might be a hip-hop pioneer your goddamn self.
I don't know about that.
It's okay. Kayfabe.
He was in the tunnel. He was in the tunnel.
I did used to go to the tunnel. That is true.
Exactly. And play there, right? So
I don't know about that.
What is the greatest hip-hop battle of all time?
Cam took the first one that came to my mind, but the one that I said came before it was I'm sorry, KRS-One, Knowledge Reigns Supreme versus Sham. So to me, that was what started it off. You know what I mean? It put New York City at odds. The first battle to put New York City at odds because everybody was down with KRS-One and BDP, and Sham was with the Juice Crew. So it was definitely a battle between two greats. Of course, Knowledge Reigns Supreme won. He won that battle because, for coming with South Bronx, and then the bridge is over, compared to the bridge, and then Kill That Noise was trash. Sham, you my man, we known each other for a long time, but if you ever watch the show, I had to let you know, Kill That Noise is a trash record. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Told you
Kill
he
that
was a
Kill
hip
noise.
hop. I told you he was a
Kill
hip
that
hop
noise.
pioneer. He know
That
he
Noise
see
is a
him.
trash record. That record is one of the
Look
worst
at
records
that.
I ever heard in my life. But like I said, he couldn't come back after the bridge is over. There was no, that nothing was coming back
That's
from that.
facts.
And here's
The
something
bridge is over.
interesting
The
about
bridge
that
is over.
battle. Why it was a cheat code in that. So what happened was Marley to technically produce both records, because he left his DAT tape in the studio. And yeah, and when they were doing South Bronx. So what happened was he left his DAT tape, and then Mo Love that produced South Bronx took the DAT tape, right?
Mm.
And recorded South Bronx. So a little hip hop history lesson.
There you go, from the pioneer himself that want to deny it.
I don't know about that.
All right, we can call you a hip hop historian, Triple H.
Yes.
There you go.
Yes.
There you go, Triple H. For me, I thought one of the greatest, or if not the greatest, one of the battles of all time will be LL Cool J versus Can I Bust.
That was a
I
good one
like
too.
when a response could also be a hit song. When he aired it all out, not even with Can I Bust, with the Who Shot Ya remix, and then Can I Bust? Yes, you can. To me, that was one of the greatest hip hop battles of all time. LL Cool J slaughtered. Everybody thought he was going to get slaughtered, but he didn't. He had the mic tattoo wrapped around his hand, and there was a reason for it.
And then
So that,
with that battle, Can I Bust? Not to cut you, Can I Bust? Says that battle finished his career.
and it did.
Yep.
He chose the wrong fight, and
Yes.
that's a lesson
Yes.
in life. Do not choose
Yes.
the wrong fight.
Yeah. He brought a nice
Wait.
gunfight.
Hold on. You
Don't
both
bark
niggas.
up that tree. That tree will fall on you.
What's up, Jake?
Absolutely.
You know what? You said.
I hear that. Anyway, hey, yo, Mash Out, you ready to talk that talk?
I am ready.
All right, so y'all know what that calls for. From bell to
Yeah.
bell and from pillar to post, it's time
Mm.
for that turnbuckle talk. Mash Out,
Yes.
what you got for us this week?
Well, I want to say happy Sunday to everybody. Of course, we've been technically off for a week, even though we were on IG Live last week. But there's so much to get to this week. I am going to be including some AEW stories in there because AEW this week to me did something. Well, did something that didn't even make any type of sense. But I'm definitely going to cover that. First and foremost, talking about WWE before we do anything. WWE has changed its show sets now fully. Right after the Raw, after WrestleMania and SmackDown, they went to a smaller set. They decided that it makes more sense to go to a smaller set than to use the big Tron that we always look at for each and every Monday night and Friday night, so they could include more audience members in their arenas. I mean, Tony Khan certainly doesn't have that problem, but the fact is that now, right, they want to use the new set. Anybody want to chime in on this?
Not only that, they want to dial back on the 3D, 4D graphics and want to use them only for PLEs and not necessarily like weekly on TV.
Okay.
I just feel like if we're in a new era that we're supposed to be, the Paul Levesque era, Triple H era, whatever you want to call this era, that it is. And I think some changes need to be made. Now, if there's going to be a change that need to be made, they need to start changing these entrance musics because they whack. AJ shit, whack. Where's that? What happened to they don't want none? Sometimes I don't even know who the hell the people are when they come in. I'm like, who the hell is that?
Right.
Oh,
right.
they got new music.
Right.
Oh, okay. And it's trash.
Right.
Get the CFOs, get Jim Johnston, get somebody, because that's what the hell needs to change. Hey, Papa H, if you do watch this show, because I heard you be on the internet, can you please get the music to be a little bit better? That's all. Love, signed, a pure wrestling, professional wrestling fan. Thank you.
Diesel, what you think about the new set, Diesel Washington?
I kind of like it. It looks dope. It made sense for what they're trying to accomplish, to have more people in the arena, because let's face it, like week to week, back to back, they have been selling out arenas all over wherever they go. So it only made sense. I thought we would be getting something else, like that we used to seeing, like with the big ass Tron and shit. But This will suffice. I like this much better.
Cam, what you got?
It's gonna grow on me, I guess. Thing with change, it always take time to adjust. Maybe a short time, maybe a long time. But for me, it's gonna take a while for me to adjust. I'm just so used to the big Tron and the massive graphics showing on display on the big stuff. But like, you know what? They compensate. It's not like it used to be in the old days when they had that Madison Square Garden setup where it was just the entranceway. They got the whole LEDs all on the sides around the ring and all that. So that helps compensate for I think what we missing around with the big Tron. And more seats means hey, more of us can fill up the arena, more money, more revenue. Let's do it.
Yeah, and
What's
also,
also crazy is
yeah,
that sorry, Mashup. Before you go further, is when Vince bought the first Titantron in was right before WrestleMania 13 when they were going
Mm,
head to head against Monday Nitro. And one
mm.
week it was like the old Raw set, and then out of nowhere it became the big Titantron. So maybe they're
right.
also erasing some of the things that Vince McMahon bought in.
And that's such a great segue into where I was going with this. So
Mm-hmm.
this was the first WrestleMania, as we've been stating week after week. That I just thought I didn't say anything about the new set before I continue. New set, amazing. Okay, amazing. I like it completely. My only thing is I just worry about the pyro. That's the only thing I'm concerned about. Is there's certain wrestlers that the pyro makes it for them, like Cody Rhodes, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was a very scaled down version of the pyro. These last two days. So I hope that they'll figure out a way to fix it that the pyro can still run at its full level. Now, going back to what I was just about to say in regards to WrestleMania, everybody been saying this is Triple H era. This is Triple H era, the Paul Levesque era. Okay. Now I know that obviously, notwithstanding the years and years of Vince McMahon, you can't obviously, throw away what he's done in terms of the business. Fellas, did you notice a change in the Paul Levesque era? Did you notice anything different? And if you did, what was it?
Definitely the intro. The then now forever together that started at WrestleMania. That's
And
very
that's his
funny.
voice now.
Hmm.
Yeah,
I noticed.
yeah, that's his voice now.
I noticed. I noticed that the pyro one still talking about the set. The pyro sometimes is not on the side for Bobby Lashley on SmackDown. It was on top instead of it like coming out the side of the screen. It was on the top. What else did I notice? I noticed not to trust when that damn copyright come on the bottom because it seemed like stuff keep happening after that. But nonetheless, you guys can chime in and let me know what change y'all see. Change gonna come.
to me, I feel like opportunity has been presented, more opportunity for talent that we want to see. Like, there's more listening to the fans, instead of trying to just keep barreling down what they want us to take in and embrace and get behind. So I feel like that's, one of the things that has come along with the Triple H era, more opportunity for talent to be showcased.
Okay, okay. D, what you got?
I felt a big fucking change in the within the with this new era with the Triple H era. Sorry, excuse me. Uh, it just seemed it felt different. The
Mm,
atmosphere, you can tell like with the talent now, you can see that you can see that they're happy, right? You can
Mm,
see that
mm,
they're free. You hear in the promos, there's cursing now. Not that makes it a better show, but it makes it relatable, right? Because like at some point when you're mad about something, you need to curse because it makes it believable. I can get with you when you know what I mean. It has more feeling. It just felt so different. This WrestleMania was different compared to the other ones, and I'm just ready to see what comes next. It's been
okay.
great matches thus far. We got a new champions. Hey man,
All right. So I would agree with everybody. It's definitely has been a big change in between what we've been seeing in the past compared to WrestleMania that just passed. So I say congratulations to Paul Levesque And honestly, it was a tearjerker moment watching him WrestleMania Night 1, because just to know where Triple H came from in terms of his story, right? Because we talk finishing the story, but just to know how he evolved from the WCW to the WWE to now running the WWE, right? When he at one point was at the low man on the totem pole, just to see where he got is an amazing thing. And it was like who cut the onions, right? When that show started, and just to see him to come out and just be full of life and energy, and I think he was firing on all cylinders. So congratulations to Paul and Stephanie Levesque as well for coming out nice too,
I love
and
seeing
what
my
have
girl
you.
Steph. Hey, Steph.
Exactly. All right, so moving on now, let's move on to all ex WWE wrestlers. So, uh, you know, so now back to back, right? Speaking about Drake, right? You remember that? Remember that was one of his
Yeah.
records. So back to back, week after week, from the last 2 weeks, the excuse me, All Elite
You might as
feels
well
like
call
they've been
them that.
taking the L in terms of what they've been doing on their broadcast. Right, the week before last week, I know we were going into WrestleMania week, so we didn't have a chance to speak on it. But Edge came out to start off Dynamite, right? So when he came off to start off Dynamite, he decided that it was time to save the company. Okay, he was going into business with Tony right there for that show, and said that you know what, I joined All Elite Wrestling to fight people like John Moxley, like Ricky Starks, like Okada, like Kenny Omega, the Young Bucks. That's why he joined the company. So before I
Will
give it
Ospreay.
my rant or anything like that, Diesel Washington, me and you spoke about this before. So what did you think about Edge's promo?
Oh man, I felt he went out there and he died on that sword that night. He literally died on that fucking sword for no reason. First of all, you came out here, you repeated yourself, then you gave us the same speech when you came in on who you came to wrestle for your first time matches, right? You I felt like you said you wanted to address positivity. Well, the negativity is coming from the boss of your company.
Mm-hmm.
That's where it all comes from. And he just released wrestlers that very same day. So cry me a fucking river. Edge, Adam, you fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
You went to a place at the wrong time. And I understand you need to get your money, you need to get a check, you got a family to feed, but you did
Who
it for no
told Beth to
reason.
leave commentary? She could have stayed commentary and been a breadwinner.
I feel like Edge went out there, died on that sword that night, and it did
She
it
was
for no
good.
reason.
Right.
Because the following week,
We'll get
man,
to that in a
listen,
second. Masquerade, what you got going on?
I would say definitely it started off like really positive. It started like it was going to be a really good thing, and then the rest of the show happened, and then the following week happened, and it just negated everything that Edge was trying to do by saying that promo. It was a great shot, a great effort. It was pretty good. It was masterful in a sense of he had great cadence and talking to the crowd. He was able to quell
masterful,
some boos. Yeah, quell some. Edge is pretty good on the mic. He even had
Mas-
he
Hey,
had he
mas-
had he
Hold on, I
had he
gotta
had technical
dispute
issues.
this.
He had technical issues, and he still powered through it. You know what I'm saying? So I think his message was a good message. However, the platform where it was said, it just like it was laughable because at the end of
Right.
the day, right? Like, look at where you're saying
Masterful,
this. You know what I mean? And it's just like it's just out of control over there at AEW.
masterful, masterful.
Yeah,
Random
he's
thought.
pretty good at talking.
Edge is decent on the mic, as I stated while Diesel Washington was talking. Beth Phoenix is even good on the mic doing commentary. She could have stayed at NXT and did commentary and helped bring in some money into the house, and or she can always correspond in the back with Renee. However, when Edge came out and did this, I felt like I've seen and heard this before, but it was that and the combo of what's this guy, Will Ospreay, like throwing digs, and it was like, you guys are kind of reaching at this point. Let the quality, which it's not up to par, speak for itself. Let the matches speak for itself. Let things be implied. Let's not try to say everything because it's looking pretty desperate over there.
And just to go on what you all were saying, I don't know what the hell the purpose of the promo was. You know what I mean? I really don't. I don't know what the hell the purpose. I don't. I'm not even going to talk about delivery. I'm not. First of all, just do the show. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Much like my theater coach in high school, that he used to give everybody to speak. Just do the show. That's all you got to do. When people in the back worrying about what we supposed to do and what have you like that, just do the show. That's all you got to do. Just do the show. Just do the fucking show. You didn't have to go out there and rile up the team. You didn't need to do that, okay? You didn't need to rile the motherfuckers up. You didn't need to rile. You didn't even rile up the audience, Edge. Well, Adam Copeland, I'm sorry. You didn't even rile them up. It fell flat, okay? It fell flat, much like your neck when it hit the mat. It fell flat.
Oh
The
my
fact is
God.
that, it's exactly what happened in that moment, and it fell flat, and very much so we saw that Wednesday night. Now, the following week, so I want to say something real quick, just to premise this. I'm going to do a cam, okay? Just to premise this, so here's what happened. CM Punk did an interview with the MMA Hour, okay? When he did the interview, yeah, I was just going to get to the name. Thank you. I appreciate you. I appreciate you, my correspondent brother. So now what ends up happening is that he now says, things about AEW. He didn't necessarily throw them under the bus, but what he did say is that they just are not organized. That's the bottom line, right? They're just not organized. But everybody got their panties in a bunch and they got upset about this. So Edge, the one week says, let's talk good about the company. The following week, let's finally release the all-in video. Okay? So, gentlemen, you know what? This might alone, be to do a topic on the after show. It's just, there's so much to dissect from the stupidity. But I'm going to start off with, my brother from another mother. Random thoughts. What was your thought on that?
Well, first of all, they promoted the video like that. The video was going to air. I'm somebody who liked a little bit of mystery. I'm a little spoiled. Maybe if we tuned into something else that was highlighted and then you showed the video, I felt like, oh, okay, well, we going there. Let's not forget AEW was ecstatic about selling 80,000 at All In last year, and those were due to CM Punk, right? So CM Punk is still bringing you views, and he's not even with the company anymore. Then you book the Tubi Temu version of the WrestleMania main event for the show, and that didn't help them out at all either. So the fact of the matter is, CM Punk did not screw Tony Khan. Tony Khan screwed Tony Khan.
I know that's right. These are Washington.
That's what I got to say about that. They had Joe trying to break it up. You saw Joe? You saw it? Trying to be important. That's all I got to say about that. Next person, what y'all thought about it?
These are, what's up?
It comes a time and place for stupidity, and they really.
That's
really,
a new
truly,
line.
They picked their place, and I believe it was a wonderful week of wrestling, right? We had the WrestleMania week, and I feel like other organizations, other promotions capitalized off of that in a positive way. And with AEW doing what they did, it was really stupid. They was the only one out there. They're the only promotion out there right now, as we speak in real time, are fucking jackasses. Real life jackasses. Jackasses. For what? This man is not even on your roster. He's not there. He's no longer there. So what is the point of you showcasing a talent from another fucking promotion, another rival promotion at that? WWE would never. You think they would do some shit like that?
Nope.
Like let's be serious. You really think they're gonna show a fight with Malachi Black. Like it makes no sense. They try to capitalize and they did it in the wrong way. I mean, they got some views. It wasn't that many, but I think it was all for nothing. It was a waste of time.
Absolutely.
They could have did other things with that time.
Absolutely. Cam?
Yeah, I mean, it was just caca. Like from the moment they promoted, I'm like, I'm not even gonna bother to watch this. It was ridiculous. I ended up watching it on YouTube or whatever. And it was a waste of time. It was a waste of time. I feel like it would have been
That was
more
smart.
entertainment if they had did a little bit more production value to it. Like they added some music, maybe to do some little dramatic, camera cuts. Maybe jazz it up a little bit. That would I don't know, but it Nick and what's the other one's name?
Matt.
Matt. I almost said Mike. That's how much I don't care about them. Right. So them two
I
in
don't
there,
even
and
know
that's
their name.
they boneheaded explanation of whatever the framing of for the storyline was, with FTR. It was just a hot bag of garbage. And I just feel like they wasted everybody's time. They wasted their time. And this may be the turning point of the downfall of AEW. Just like that match with Jeff Jarrett and Hulk Hogan and what was that promoter again? What's his guy name? Your boy?
Vince
Vince
Russo?
Russo?
Bro. Vince
Vince
Russo. Like to
Russo.
me, that was the turning point of the fall of WCW in that era. So like I feel like this is that point for AEW. We'll see what happens. But
Me
Mm.
me and
You didn't
Brandon
think?
was having a
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
me and Brandon was having a conversation the other night, and he made a really excellent comparison. This is just as equal to when Tony Schiavone said, "Oh, Mick Foley, he's about to win the championship. If you want to see that," and then we all clicked over, and
yep,
that was the end of WCW.
I
This is
agree.
the same thing.
You know,
the
this
ratings for
listen, it feels like this is a Brandon Thought moment because I'm about to quote another Brandon Thought line that he said to me in regards to this. He said, "This is as bad as Judy Bagwell on a forklift."
That I did say.
Did you say?
He said, "This is giving me Judy Bagwell on a forklift."
And did y'all see Tony Schiavone's face?
I was just about to say
When
that.
yeah.
oh my god, he was
Somebody posted a throwback of when he made that face again when WCW was like about to shut down and he had like the same like I can't believe I'm here. Like are we doing this for real?
I know what he was doing. He was on LinkedIn trying to apply for a job at the WWE. That's what
You
he
know,
was doing.
strangely enough, did you know that they offered him a job first and he took AEW over the WWE? True
Mm.
story. They did offer them the job first, but watching the video, I said, "This is a debacle." Oh my goodness! I said,
Good word.
What is happening here?" I said, "What?" You know, I would like to be in the pitch meeting, right? When they were like, you know what we're gonna do next week? What? Because we had such a great moment with Edge. Next week, what we're gonna do is we're gonna play the all in video. So yeah, so then the CM Punk fans could be like, you know what? Yeah, they'll turn against him and they'll ruin the product for WWE. And I think that's the only way they could have done it and made this make sense.
Tony
You
Because
know
didn't.
what, Mash? Can I say something?
yeah,
I think probably what probably helped fuel them to push this way is because like their elite fans, the Omega fans and the Young Buck fans are like the ones that were starting to chant "fuck CM Punk" at the
hmm
AEW shows. That
hmm
I feel like that was the fuel to like, you know what, this would work, right? If we put this out there about how bad of a person CM Punk is, right,
hmm
in our view, right, then that's probably the logic they was going with. They was high on their own shit, and that's probably why it seemed like a good idea, but business wise, it just wasn't. Personally, yeah, you know what I mean. You trying to throw shots at somebody and like, oh, you're an asshole, sure, but business wise, it's just bad business.
I figured it out.
Go ahead. What's up?
What?
Edge is upset that when they were talking, the building up the Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns story, all they ever showed of Edge was him getting stacked
Mm-mm.
and beat, smashed them.
Yeah, smashed them.
Smashed
Stacked them.
them. Come on, smashed
And
them. That's what Edge was
Stash them,
saying.
stacked them, and pinned them. That's
Mm.
right. That's right.
and the
At
whole thing about it,
WrestleMania.
He was pissed off. He was mad. He said, "No, I'm gonna go out there and y'all make sure y'all show the video next week. We gonna get them."
Exactly. What's up, D? What you gonna say?
and the whole thing about it, it was Tony Khan's idea. He was the one that was
Yeah.
behind it.
He said,
Mhm.
"Guys, I have an
He's so
idea.
fucking.
We still have the video of what happened in All In.
He's really hurt. He's hurt. He's really
We're
hurt.
gonna air it, and we're gonna promote that. We're gonna air it.
Mhm.
That's
He,
what's gonna happen."
he
All
need
in
to stop.
favor say aye. It was nobody in the room but Tony Khan, but okay.
That's it.
Uh,
Tony Khan spoke to Tony Khan,
Tony
and
goes go to Tony Khan.
He screwed
and
himself.
word on the street is just before the show. I'm sorry. Yeah. Just before the show, someone said to Tony, "Are you sure we're still gonna do this?" And he's like, "Yeah, let's run with it. Let's run with it. It's gonna bring up the
You,
ratings. That's what's gonna do."
you know what? Pun intended. He's probably feeling very jaded because it seemed like he tried to stand up for CM Punk and try to like keep CM Punk happy or try to keep CM Punk there after the whole initial thing happened. You know, the first time with the Bucks and the media scrum or whatever the case was. And I feel like he felt like he put his 10 toes down for CM Punk, and at the end of the day, he just had to just throw it all off in the garbage. Like he felt like he brought CM Punk back into wrestling, and he didn't get his revenue, his just due from it, I guess.
Also, here's one interesting thing: CM Punk is is injured, and right now CM Punk brought more to Mania than anyone that on his current roster is bringing to their show. Okay,
Agreed.
just literally, he's injured, and he's upset about it because you know what, he is jaded. But the fact is, here's something else that Tony Khan said. Tony Khan said he was scared for his life. Joe broke up the fights. Okay,
Doesn't mean he wasn't scared. He was coming
what?
down like,
So
what's going
okay,
on? They're fighting?
I
They're
get it. I
fighting?
get it. I get it. You know what I'm saying? Listen, I get it.
He's
I
from
get it.
Chicago. Scary.
You know what I'm saying? I don't, I get it. You know what I mean? He was scared just like he's probably scared of a rehabilitation coach. But the fact is that he needs to understand at the end of the day that, you said that. And now we all saw it, and you look like an ass. The whole world, what you wanted to do is bring fucking ratings to the show, and you dropped the ball and you blew it. All right, one last story, and then I'm done. I promise. So what I'm gonna, one more thing I want to talk about, but we're gonna go back to going back to WWE. Excuse me. All right. So go. I want to retract the statement that we made on the night of IG, and I want to say this. So we all knew at the end of the day that Undertaker last minute stepped in the role that Stone Cold was supposed to be in. Now, the first rumor that came out that Stone Cold was under the weather and he could not make the event. But now they're saying that it was the money, okay, caused Stone Cold not to come out, at at Mania for the main event and what have you. So, fellas, do you believe that? Do you think that's the case, or are you going with the first story? Let's see. The last person to speak the last time is the first person to talk now. Masquerade Cam, what's up?
I mean, that sounds kind of odd. I'd rather go with the first story. Like, I don't know. I feel like at this point in all their careers, I don't think that the dollars is the deciding factor. I think Stone Cold probably really was just like under the weather. I don't go with that second one.
He was there, though. No?
He was there.
He was there like everybody else. To me, I'm going to go with the chicken wasn't right. The money wasn't right. They done paid for Cody Rhodes. I mean, they done paid for The Rock. We keep coming on out. He on the board. He probably took a pay cut to be there. They done paid for Snoop to come out. They done paid for Coco Jones. They done paid for what was the group called? Salt and Pepper. What was the group called?
Peaches and Herb.
Peaches and Herb. Whatever. Yep.
War and Treaty.
War and Treaty, who did a very
Yeah.
wonderful job,
Yes.
as we stated on our live. They paid. They had the pyro. They had to down the stage to get more people in. Maybe the bag and the number that Stone Cold was asking for was just not right for him. He's not wrestling all the time. He has lots and lots of different businesses and stuff out there, so he ain't hurting. He got a lot of land. It could have just been the principle about making sure the money was right, or maybe secretly Stone Cold was a Vince McMahon guy because Vince wasn't running things. That's why.
He's a Vince McMahon guy. Right,
That's
Triple H
just,
is one
I'm
of
just
his
making up
fiercest
shit. Go ahead,
rivals. He
D.
was one of his fiercest rivals.
Mm-hmm.
Diesel, what's up?
It was about the bag. The bag wasn't right. You know, Stone Cold ain't. Listen, man. I know Stone Cold. He a Sag. I know a Sag when I see a Sag. A Sag is about that bag. Man, he want that. He want that money. He want the dinero. He want the Robert De Niro's. Okay.
Bottom line's the dollar sign.
Cut the
All
check,
right.
Levesque.
I mean, I would have loved to have seen. I wish they would have paid him what he was asking for. I would have loved to have seen him, rather than seeing Undertaker, because Stone Cold and The Rock makes more sense than Undertaker and The
It
Rock.
does. It does.
You know what I mean? So,
But
damn
would
it.
that have distracted from the Cody moment?
I think it would have. I think it. That's what I think.
Maybe
Also, that would have
it went with
that
it.
That could
that.
that could have probably possibly been Stone Cold's moral right there. Like, I
Listen,
don't want to. That's not my moment.
Lincoln Field would have been shaken if that glass broke
Glass
and he
broke.
came out. I think that it would take away from the whole main event. So I think maybe Undertaker was the right choice in there.
And
So,
I'm sorry. And then the people would have expected more. Like, oh my gosh, we can see
Mm-hmm.
Stone
right, you're
Cold
right. You're
versus The
absolutely
Rock
right.
at one of the Saudis.
You're absolutely right. What's up, Ken? Were you gonna say something?
Yeah, I was thinking too, like, looking at some clips before in response to from wrestlers, they were like that the Undertaker doing that, he used to be like a locker room leader, right? And like that's like giving the stamp, like Cody is gonna be our next leader of our new movement. I think that's really what that symbolized, or how they framed it. It was a pretty good moment. But yeah, the Rock taking a stunner, like the Rock takes great stunners, like he just flipping all over the place. But I think it would have overshadowed the moment. Like more people would have been talking about Stone Cold came out versus The Rock. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
And listen,
that's a good point.
and you know what? There's always SummerSlam, right? So none. I know we've been talking about all the title changes that happened with the WWE, but also we want to if we're going to be fair, we got to give a shout out to the brand new IWGP champion, John Moxley, again, has acquired that title as the IWGP champion. Now, that is it for the Turnbuckle Talk for this Sunday. Take it. Random thoughts.
Yes. Well, with that being said, let's light it up and unhook the velvet rope and let's open up the smoking section. He's dressed right now like goddamn Taz on commentary on SmackDown in '99. Diesel. Open up the smoking section. Real VIP tonight. You should have told us it was a dress code. Would you?
Woo!
What you
what I
got
got
us?
for you? What I got for you? It was a great, ladies and gentlemen. I'm glad to have you here, listeners. I'm glad you're listening. We had a great, amazing WrestleMania week, and we are 1 week removed from the event. So I'm trying to do my thing like I need to do my thing. It's 2 nights. I try to go back, and I'm having a hard time deciding which one was the better night. I don't even know if I can say that, but I need help. Like, it was some really good matches. All like we have night one with the Gunther versus Sammy. That match was fucking 5 stars. Dave Meltzer, go fuck yourself. I think he rated it a 4.5 or 4.2. Pussy ass nigga.
I think he
You know that.
rated Becky and Rhea higher, right?
Yeah, I think he gave Becky and Rhea like a 4 point. I think a 4.3 if I'm not mistaken. Well, anyway, fuck that. We ain't rating on his rating. Don't give a fuck about what that man think about what he talking about. Shit, made me take my shit off. But yo, fellas, what was the best night to y'all? Like night one, night two. What was the best, like the better match for you fellas? My match for me, like I said, was a Sammy versus Gunther, and I wasn't expecting Sammy as pull it off. But Ginger.
All right. I'm gonna go with night one only because of the main event. Like, let me tell you something. The fact that tears was coming in my eyes, I was laughing so hard at The Rock. like, you know, and it was just a trash talk in between that. And he said, "You fucking count me. You fucking count me out. You'll be fired. Do you understand? You'll be
I don't fuck
fired.
around. I
I
don't
don't
fuck
fuck
around.
around. The final boss." like
I
so,
don't fuck
so
around.
I would have to say, night one, night two. Obviously, Cody going over was the best part of night two, in my honest opinion.
Mm-hmm.
But night one for me, that main event will be something that I will forget. That tag team match I will never forget for the rest of my life. I think that was The Rock at his finest, and that was real heel Rock. So I'm going with night
It was
one.
final boss, right?
yes,
All right,
He
Cam. So
changed the
you do.
rules.
All right,
yeah.
you change it and
Yeah.
you go on. You go on. Let me hear what you got to say,
I
Cam.
honestly I couldn't pick. Like I rewatched the both nights, the whole thing. And I just felt like it was great spots on both nights, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
as you said, the Sammy match was really good. That 6-pack tag team ladder match, that joint was fire, right? Like that was night one. Then on night two, the Bailey match was pretty damn fire as well. The United States Championship match, Logan Paul surprises me every time when he performs. Like that frog splash, but he split his legs out to the side instead of back. I was like,
Oh,
all
you
right,
like
you
that?
know what?
You like that?
Do your thug thizzle. I can't front on him, brother. I can't front on him,
Mm-hmm.
brother. Do your
Do
thug
you
thizzle.
do your thug
Mm-hmm.
thizzle?
Um,
I
you
hear
know what I
you.
mean? And then that Cody match was just it was I wasn't rooting for Cody, but it was a great match. Like it was highly
yes, yes,
entertaining.
yes,
It was
Diesel.
highly entertaining. The main event for night one was highly entertaining as well. Like I don't know,
Mm-hmm.
I really couldn't pick, but I would just say because everything crescendoed on night two, I would pick night two because it just left me satisfied at the end of the day.
Okay, I'm gonna go real briefly with night two. Most of the titles were defended on night two. We had Bailey and Io. We not forget how it all started with,
Oof, that match was fire.
Drew McIntyre and Seth Rollins, and then CM Punk getting involved, and then
Mm-hmm.
Damian Priest coming out, and then like the whole night two, the real WrestleMania, the final WrestleMania on Sunday night, to me was the best night. Only thing I really, really loved night one was the superheroes, the Bianca, Naomi, Jade coming down in the formation. Like that was good.
You didn't like the final boss.
I love the final boss. The part I liked about that was when Cody went to go do the crossroads to Roman and he whipped them
yeah.
with the belt.
Cracked them hard. Cracked them hard. This shit shocked the hell out of me. All I heard was whap. I was like, oh
I
my
believe
Jesus.
that was a
I
highlight
believe
of
that
night one for me.
I believe that Io and Bailey match was that was another like 5-star match in my
Banger.
opinion.
Banger.
That was a banger of a match.
I feel like they're
You
gonna
can
flash
perform.
back to
You
that.
can
They're gonna
perform.
flash back to
Yeah.
that, like how
Yeah.
they flash back to Bull Nakano and Alundra Blaze. They're gonna flash back when they talk about women great matches. That one got to go in there somewhere.
Yeah. Um.
This-
So another thing about WrestleMania week, the best thing about that is Ram Raw after Mania, and that's where we really start to see.
Ram.
That's where we really start to see a change in things and see new storylines develop, debuts happening, right? So Raw after Mania, it started off. We're going to need new champions, right? So what we have, they gave us a fatal 4-way with Drew McIntyre, Bronson Reed, Ricochet, and Jey Uso. Those are some names that we never even heard before as contenders. So seeing that signifies, and you seeing that there is a change, and this is a new era. This is something that we'll never have seen in a Vince McMahon era. what is your thing? Like, what is your thing? Raw after Mania, SmackDown. We had a debut.
Can I
Like,
just ask the question? If
ask
Raw
me.
is Ram, is the SmackDown is Ross?
No,
What?
SmackDown is Sam.
What?
It's
You
Sam.
said
Raw. He
no.
said
SmackDown,
Raw after
After
Mania.
Oh,
Mania, so it's
so it'll
Sam.
So
be
it'd be.
Sam. Yes.
Sam.
Yes. Sorry, Sam.
So you had
You
Ram
forgot
and
the
you had
D. You did the D.
Mm.
what?
The D is silent.
How
What?
about that?
No, it's not. It's
Smack
not.
down, one word. Just
Just
a
yeah.
compound word.
Sam said the
I
D
thought
is
it was
prevalent.
two.
The D is ever
I
so
thought it was
prevalent.
2 words. I could have sworn it was 2 words. I thought SmackDown was 2 words. My fault,
he
brother.
said, he said,
It's
don't forget about
compound. It's
the don't
compound. I
forget
can tell
about
you
the
one word.
D.
Right,
Don't
right,
forget
right,
about the
right.
D.
Don't forget
Yeah,
about the D. That
let's,
D is
I
strong.
heard you
That
the
D is
first time. I
strong.
was
what?
trying to tell you.
Now we know. Now we know what take the whole package means. But
Mhm.
anyway, so
And
Don't
you
you
gonna
forget
love it.
That's right. That's right.
listen, man, fellas, what was your thing? What was your thing for Ram and Sam? Like Raw after Mania, and SmackDown after Mania, and let's even throw Dynamite in there. You know, Dynamite after Mania. Damn. So we have Ram,
Damn.
damn. We have
And
Ram,
Sam.
damn, Sam, and we might even have Cam.
Collision after
Collu-
Mania, right?
Collision
Mhm.
after Mania. So
Mhm.
let's talk on
Well,
it.
I didn't see Collision. We spoke about Dynamite in the Turnbuckle Talk, basically, to me. I mean, I think Swerve had a really good showing. They could have used that time that they
Right.
used to
I
show the
hated it.
video to focus a little bit more on Swerve and put us into what the future AEW could possibly look like.
Right.
With Raw, it for me, I don't want to rain on your parade because I know you're going to report about the draft. To me, it showed us basically where people were going. There was a lot of people who's normally not on Raw and on SmackDown that was all of a sudden on NXT and Raw and SmackDown. So they letting us know the foreshadowing of where the stories is. More for me, I enjoyed Sam more than I enjoyed Ram.
Okay. All right. I'm
That
gonna toss it
bloodline
to.
storyline is getting crazy. That is getting they got me
Mm-hmm.
again. This reminds
Mm-hmm.
me, at first when Cody won, you know what I felt like? I felt like the day after, Obama was going to be leaving as president and Trump was coming in.
Oh yeah.
That's
What
how
a
I felt.
comparison.
No,
That's
listen.
how
I'm
I
not.
felt.
I felt
But
so
then when
sad,
No,
man.
SmackDown
I
came on,
understand. I understand. I understand.
when
What a
SmackDown came
comparison.
on, it made me feel like the night after Mania when Shawn Michaels lost and Triple H came out and staked his claim and said that Shawn took his ball and went home and dropped the ball and started this whole new version of Degeneration X. And I feel like that's what we're seeing with the
Hmm.
bloodline.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
definitely liked it. I like that a lot. I like it like that. Good. That was
Now, let
good.
me let me let me see what you got for this one, Mash.
Um, I didn't watch Cam this week,
And don't
so
forget
I
about and
can't.
don't forget about Nam and Tam
Nam and Tam.
and NXT after Mania and TNA after Mania.
That I
All right.
really
Yeah,
enjoyed. Nam, I enjoyed a
I
lot.
enjoyed Nam as well.
Mm-hmm.
I think I don't think the audience was really knocking the way they should have at Ram. I just felt like it wasn't like like how it used to be.
They're tired.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
Shit.
They
yeah,
were tired. Yeah, they were tired. They were this in SmackDown from last week, all the way back around.
They had to
Yeah,
stay out
yeah,
the
that
Hall of
is.
Fame. Then some of them had to return for NXT Stand and Deliver. And then they
Mm,
had to go to Raw. Some of them went to, what was it? World. And then
WrestleMania,
they had to go to
World,
WrestleMania
the
2 nights.
Slammies.
Yeah,
G
they were tired. They was
Don't
tired.
forget about GCW and anything else involved.
and Hog
Wally
was out there as
Mania.
well.
Mm-hmm.
All was out
Yeah.
there,
Um,
yeah.
yeah, but I just but Sam was crazy, like
Mm-hmm.
crazy this week. They moved that
Mhm.
storyline along very well this week, in terms of the bloodline. And we
And I
Right.
also
would
got
like
a
to
chance to see. God, I'm sorry.
no no
No,
no
okay,
go
no,
ahead.
okay.
Finish, no,
No.
finish
We
cooking.
also
Finish cooking.
we also got a chance to see other storylines move forward as well
Mm-hmm.
this week. So this was a hot week. Now, damn. On the other hand, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. I just buried them in the last segment. You know, let's just say Damn has a lot more work to do in order for them. They should have capitalized because, you know, when there's a wrestling overload, anybody can get their money in this week. You know what I mean? Like you should have basically capitalized seriously on everything that was going on.
Right. Cam.
I mean, you know, they did try. You know, they gave us Rose versus Samoan. You know, they tried. They tried to capitalize. They tried to emulate. You know what I'm saying?
And you see, and right there, Cam. I'm sorry. And how does that work when they're supposed to be when it's supposed to be a ranking system?
I don't know. They're like, we got a Samoan champion too. Let's put him against our Rhodes and see what happens.
Your brother won, so let's come on. We ain't no hope for you. So what you gonna do? He gonna win next year?
That ain't why they did that. You know that's why they did that, was they wanted to make sure Rhodes was on TV. So when his contract is up, that he wouldn't be going straight to WWE because of the performance clause. That's why they put that nigga on TV. If you ask me,
he was there though. He was there supporting his brother.
He was. So was Ricky Stark.
All right, Cam. I'm sorry.
Yeah. To me, I like both shows. I like the foreshadowing and the debuting. I also really appreciated NXT's show after Mania and Stand and Deliver was really, really good as well. I was just highly anticipating what SmackDown was going to look like, and it didn't disappoint. And the mere fact that we got another member of the bloodline coming through, it just showed that Paul Heyman loves to give us spoilers. You know, like, yeah, and some of y'all don't listen. He said it last year at the bottom of the third. You know what I mean? We got a whole more innings to go until we get to the ninth. All right. That little kid, that little white boy, who was like, well, the bloodline's about to be over. Like, no, it's not. No, it's not, young fella. Okay, we probably in about the fifth right now. All right. Top of the fifth. We got a whole new game about to pop off. All right. Solo done took over the driver's seat. All right, he's driving the car now.
You know what I mean? Which I called on this show.
You did.
Right. And so, you know,
so many ways they can go with this.
Yeah, so many ways. But you know what? A reason why too. I gotta hold down my boy Jimmy Uso. You know what I mean? I gotta hold Jim down because he's still out here just, you know, doing all the work. You know what I mean? Taking the bumps, taking the lumps, and, you know, putting over his cousin, you know, Tama Tonga, who was just, you know, doing his thing over in Japan. And we all knew he was going to eventually end up here. I can't wait till the rest of them come through. Zilla and all them other ones. I feel like we're going to have a real, like, I don't know. They had the Bullet Club. We're going to have the Bloodline forever over here in WWE. I think the Bloodline's going to be the new Bullet Club.
Hey, but let's not NWO it, please.
I feel that coming too.
Let's not NWO it.
Triple H.
Don't have two sides. You don't want two sides.
Trust in the H. Trust in the H.
Yeah, we don't.
You know
we don't need no A and B, and that's crazy because to see that this is like one of the longest factions running in the WWE history.
Yeah.
Normally it will be a breakup and then you get back. I don't like the breakup and get back because it never looked the same. So the way they're doing it, like how Bullet Club did it, like they always just phase out like the leader,
the old
like,
leader, and bringing the new one.
Yeah, like got rid of Finn Balor, we brought in AJ Styles. Got rid of AJ Styles, we brought in Kenny Omega, Adam Cole, Cody Rhodes.
Right.
So I like where they're going with this. And let's tell the truth, fellas. Come on, I reported this. I told you that Tama Tonga was signed to WWE, and I got questioned. No, hold on, kid. Hold on, y'all two. I'm talking to the guy that's on top of me, and that's a pause on that. Okay, you doubted me, brother. You doubted me. He said, "Hold on, do we know this is true? Yeah, my sources is always true. Don't you ever doubt me."
Listen, listen. The sun shines on a dog's ass every once in a while, so you're entitled to from New Jack City.
Well, that's peculiar. So
Crazy.
That's
So,
peculiar. This suit
so
has you
you know what?
using your lexicon with your SAT words. Okay. Peculiar.
Listen, man. You know it is. I mean, we did a whole bunch of talk of the WrestleMania week, and we talked
Hmm.
about night one, night two, and the SmackDowns and all that. But no one's talking about Stand and Deliver. Stand and Deliver was a great fucking show.
It was.
Another NXT history groundbreaking moment where they done had
Hmm.
like the highest attendance in for all of their shows. Um, one of the matches that stood out to me was the triple threat match with
Mm.
Oba Femi defending his title against Josh
Mhm.
Briggs and Dijak.
Dominance.
Oh my gosh. Oh my fucking gosh. That match was
Ooh,
fire.
Did Josh Briggs get injured, right?
Yeah, he
he
did.
did.
He broke
Unfortunately.
ribs. He broke some ribs.
The
He went,
Kade was fighting, you definitely see how he broke ribs. But then the
bro.
callback on Tuesday night during NAM, and then you brought down Ivar. I didn't even see that coming.
Right.
And speaking of which, let's talk about it too. NXT, the women's division will be getting a mid card title. It will be the North American title for the women
Hmm.
division in NXT, and
Wow,
that's good.
that's a
That's
positive.
dope. That's
Yeah, yeah,
that's a
yeah.
real good
Yeah, we're gonna
positive.
talk a little bit about that independent perspectives, but yeah.
All right.
Hmm.
So what y'all thoughts on Stand and Deliver? We all talking about WrestleMania and what the main card did. Let's talk about the future main carders, the future main eventers.
The only match I really did not care for during Stand and Deliver was the 6 woman. What was
6 woman
the
tag match.
three on
Yeah,
three with
but it,
everyone
it,
with a first and a last name in the
it had
match?
a
Yeah.
story in it though. Still though, I like the story. It was still telling the story. That's what I
Yeah.
like about NXT. Like NXT, they really are really developing good stories
Right,
among all their talent.
right.
Like even what they did with damn, what's my group? What's my group from NXT right now? With Last
Metaphor.
Legend. Yeah, Metaphor.
Metaphor.
How they use them throughout the night with hosts and Stand and Deliver. That was
Yeah.
creative.
Yeah. That was funny. Yeah.
They had something for them to do. Um, I'm sorry. Who was the last one that spoke on? That was you,
Brandon.
Brandon. Brandon. Sorry. Go Cam. What was your thoughts on Stand and
To
Deliver?
me, Stand and Deliver was popping off, man. Like I watched that. Like it was one of just my favorite moments of the whole weekend. The matches. I was surprised at how good the Ilya match against Tony D'Angelo was. I mean,
Mhm.
to me, Tony D. I didn't like him when he first started in NXT, and he
Yeah.
grew on me. You know what I mean? He won me over. Like, I there was points I thought like, are they really gonna put it on Tony D? Like, I didn't know,
What?
but right. Well, I'm trying to stay positive, brother. I'm not trying to go down that road. Okay.
Mhm.
They really gonna
But
put
no,
it
that
on
was a good
Tony
match.
D?
It is Sunday.
They,
Like what the
All night, all
the
night.
fuck?
uh,
It is Sunday.
Nah, it was great. The storytelling was really good, especially with the main event. I just, these you had said this a while back. I feel like um our boy's finishing move, it needs some work. That knee, it don't seem believable all the time. Like it's like a
Oh, the
50-50.
trick. Talking about trick
Yeah,
Williams.
Trick's knee, it's not. He got to hit it clean for it to look smooth. When he kind of fumbles it and botches it a little bit, it don't look clean. So like it don't look great. So like that was the only down part for me on that match was the way it ended. Like the knee didn't like he hit him in like the shoulder and that's supposed to knock him out. You hit him in the shoulder, bro. You know what I mean? So
You
anyway,
don't
but
know when
other
you
than that,
fight
like
somebody and you push their shoulders, that's what makes them fall.
really,
It is.
really,
You clearly don't know how
really,
to fight. But okay.
really
Next.
Right.
to
Next
Man,
make it
Well,
story.
man,
believe to make it
let
believable
me
to make it
man.
believable.
let me just say this. Stand and Deliver fucking delivered. Okay. This was an excellent showing. Um, shouts to Trick, shouts to Iliad, Shouts to
What?
the ladies.
Gilead.
Uh, Iliad.
Ilya.
There's a bomb in
Y-
Gilead. It's Sunday.
Yes, yes, yes,
Gilead.
yes, yes. Y'all know what I mean, but nonetheless, no. The whole
Ilya.
show, Ilya, the whole show was amazing from start to finish. I watched it twice. The energy was up like crazy in that arena.
Yeah.
It was just it was bananas, and I thought it was a great show. So I'm looking forward to their next pay per view coming up. Is that in May? Their next pay per view?
I
Think
do
so.
believe so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that's it for me.
You
Battlegrounds,
know,
is it?
yeah, two more things about NXT, then then I'm done with this section. Because speaking of the next pay per view, I believe that's at Battleground. I believe that is, and
That's in June.
they will be taking their talents to the UFC Apex Center. That's where they're
Mm-hmm.
going to be going, and it looks like they're going to be staying there too. From what I heard, like they're going to be moving their from their weekly shows from the Full Sail Arena. I think they out of Full Sail Arena? Or they in their performance center? Whichever.
Nah, it's
They,
closer.
they in I'm sorry? Come again?
They're in Florida, but they're not at the performance center. No, they I think it's full say. I'm not sure,
Oh,
but
okay.
yeah, they're moving from
Oh,
their current weekly site to yeah.
yeah, they're supposed
Hmm.
to be moving to the UFC Apex Center. What you guys think about that?
Change of venue is always good. Um, Change the scenery, and I think the Apex Center is actually bigger, so they go bring in more people
Uh,
to watch the event, and also because it's involved with Endeavor and TKO, the money's
mm,
going to split both ways. So
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a positive.
all right.
I think it's a great showing of the full company partnership and the full company like we all in this together. We gonna work together, and so like them moving it over to Apex or just even using it, even if it was just one event. The fact that they've used that facility is going to be a really big deal. I'm interested to see what the staging and setup is going to look like, because we always see it in like a UFC setting. To see that space utilized for a WWE event, I think would be really exciting to see.
All right, Brandon.
I don't have nothing to say. It's a good look. It's a combination of what all of y'all just said. It's nothing more, nothing less to say. Dope. I'm excited. Anything new, anything fresh, I'm here for it.
All right, nothing else. We done. So section blood done.
All right.
All right. Well, with that being said, like we said earlier, bring out your pen and paper. It's now time. PP, are you with me for the pen and perspectives? Cam,
PP
what you
time.
got for us?
Oh man, so on PP time today, we got we got some
Peace.
better perspective. We used that as a throwback. We went back 2 weeks ago. All right, no worry
Mm-hmm.
about it. So we were just talking about NXT, right? And so just to bring up another topic that we had already touched on, but we want to explore who we think is going to be the new inaugural NXT Women's North American Champion. So, fellas, I want to toss it to you, Mash Out King. Who you think is gonna be the first inaugural NXT North American Women's Champion?
I don't have any, but I didn't. I'll be honest with you. I just literally found out right now just
What?
what y'all
All right,
just
well,
said that there's
it's cool.
another
It's cool.
championship.
I would
So
say
y'all
I would
have
say
you,
this. There's so many talented women in the NXT. We got Sol Ruka, we got Thea Hale, Kalani Jordan, uh, what's her name?
Shakara
James.
Jackson, Jada
Yeah,
Parker.
Shakara Jackson, Jada Carter, Lash Legend, right? So, I think, in my personal opinion, I like Kalani Jordan to win, but I feel like they're moving towards Sol Ruka. She just came back. They really like her athleticism and like I guess her the fanfare. The fans really like her. The NXT fans. So I guess Diesel. Let me know who you think it's going to be the first one.
Double LL, Lash
Ah.
Legend.
LL, Lash Legend. You know what I always say? The
Hmm.
North American title It's the
Yep.
Nigga Appreciation Championship, and
Mm-hmm.
Flash Legend Shorts a nigga. You might be right. So I'm gonna move right
Mm-hmm.
along, and I think it's gonna be, hey, Miss Parker. I think it's gonna go to Jada Parker.
Okay, that's interesting pick. I like that. I like that.
That's my girl.
Yeah,
I feel like
yeah.
she'll look good with the belt. It's very ethnic. I like that. And then second, not how I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
go. Agree with you, Ken, with Soul Ruka. Those are the two people that I
Mm-hmm.
thought would be, possibly a
Yeah,
dope inaugural champion that they could build rivalries around.
definitely. I think they definitely will use Lash Legend to like legitimize whoever they put over because
Mm-hmm.
she is a heel. She is a really good heel. But she would get, I think, a really good run as a champion down the road. You know, she put out a really good show when she stepped in for the injured competitor to be in the NXT Women's Championship match. So moving forward, now that we passed the WrestleMania season and we're coming down off the WrestleMania high, right? We also got to indulge in some nostalgia of being around the great one, the people's champion, the final boss, The Rock. Right? So I would just want to know this version of The Rock that we all got to experience, right? That we all seemingly brought out of The Rock, right? Because he wasn't gonna be a heel coming in at first. He was gonna try to be the face and be the people's champ again. But we want Cody started up, brought out the final boss. So what grade do we want to give the final boss? Random thoughts. What grade would you give the final
I
boss?
mean, if you had to grade the final boss like it was a
Mm-hmm,
report card,
mm-hmm.
I would have to give the final boss an A+. I
Mm-hmm.
would have to give him an A+ because one, he ain't firing my ass and sending me to Dean's office. I'm not doing detention, damn it. 'Cause he's the final boss. I think he did great. He added a great spin to the whole WrestleMania storyline and made people care. He was entertaining. He was funny. He stood in when we didn't see Roman. So for me, for the final boss, The Rock, I'm gonna give him an A+. The final boss. That's right. These.
The Rock for me, you get an A to the fifth power, my man. You know what I mean? That's five pluses, like.
Eight to
I give
the
him A to the fifth power. I give him that. Because he came in, I thought his shit was gonna be shitty. He switched it up on us, and he did what he had to do. He brought more eyes to the product. He made people love wrestling again and made us believe again. I was already a believer, but yeah.
I'm
That
Mm-hmm.
he did. The man
listen.
told the
All
referee, you
right.
better
Ma-
knock him down.
Mash out. Mash out.
Listen,
What's your
if
grade?
if there was something higher than the A+, he got it. I mean, the final boss has been so entertaining. The shade he's been throwing. Look at you now. Look at you
Get
now.
you now.
Okay. No, he's been amazing this whole time, and I would give him whatever's higher than the A+. He got that.
Mm-hmm.
Not
All
to
right. Well.
mention on the Ram when he did the whole, you guys broke more records. You guys
Mm-hmm.
broke more records. Thinking he's going to say
Yeah.
something else. This is the biggest
Yeah.
gathering of trailer park pieces
Bone
of
trash.
trash.
Yeah. Yeah.
There
Yeah.
it is. That's
Yeah.
that's how you
In
give
raw
that's how you
history, right?
decorate on your paper.
Yeah. Exactly. I mean, he had some great moments um throughout this whole run when he came back from the crackheads over in Phoenix to everything that he did to look at you now, boy. Look at you now. Like it was great. I just, I feel like the Rock had set a bar, right, of excellence from his run back in the day, what I mean, coming up, from the corporate champion, what I mean, to the people's champion, to Hollywood Rock, right? And so Final Boss was a really good crescendo moving up. Um, but I think I'm gonna end up being that judge that everybody gives a 10 and a 10, and I'm gonna give him a 9. So I'm gonna give him an A minus because there was just some moments I feel like he was just a little bit off. Like I've been saying it for weeks. Like he's kind of like Jordan on the Wizards, right? It's just not quite the same. I'm not saying he needs to do the same shtick. Definitely don't want to see the same stuff. But like that oh wow moment, it just was not at Rock level. Like I said, he set a bar for himself, right? That I think not even he can touch, even even if he really tried to. But it was really, really entertaining, really, really good stuff. So A- for me on the Rock. And for me, that concludes PP time, the Pen and Perspective. All right, I'm gonna let it go.
1, 2, 3, PP. Are you with me? That was the Pen and Perspective. Now we're gonna get this show moving along. We're doing good and decent with timing. It's time to go from PP to lights, camera, action. We're not talking. Sorry, Miss Jackson. We are not talking about Mr. Cheeks and the Lost Boys. No, we are not. We are talking about lights, camera, action with Blam Wrestling, right? Welcome to Sunday Night Heat. We got director. Oh, you bought titles. You should have told us. Welcome to Sunday Night Heat.
Oh, I don't be
Director,
playing.
entrepreneur, creator from the Steel City of Pittsburgh, hitting us with a wham blam. Blam Wrestling is a comedy film about professional wrestling. Clap it up, ladies and gentlemen, for the director. He is here, Mr. J. Rough Bone. Right. Welcome to the show, King. How are you? First things first, how you doing?
I'm great. Can't complain, man. What's going on,
I already hear that Pittsburgh accent.
What's cracking? Yeah.
Black and yellow.
No, that's from the Steel City.
That's old shit, man. We don't be on that block.
Yeah. They knew now.
Hold on. Just wait a minute.
Hold it down. That's the jam. But truthfully, really, the Steelers is really black and gold, bro. It really. But Wiz came out with the song, and then it kind of just flipped over. New generation. Older people from Pittsburgh will be like, "It's black and gold." You know, they still be trying to correct the shit, but you know, that's a whole nother story.
Okay. Well, you're from the Steel City, as you just mentioned. Other great creatives like Andy Warhol, Gene Kelly, and John Edgar, white men. Who are you, and what is it that you bring coming from the Steel City, right? What is it that you bring creatively to the world?
So I represent Pittsburgh to the fullest, right? So Pittsburgh is a small town with major sports teams. And Pittsburgh is not a black city. So Pittsburgh is one of those cities where it's like a Boston. You know what I mean? It's more of a white city. But there's a lot of black people here that be doing their thing. You know, myself, my business partner, he been trying to log on. You know, him as well. You know, it's a decent entertainment scene, but it's getting better. You know what I mean? You got people thriving, people, you know, doing some dope stuff. I'm a filmmaker. So I've been in the film entertainment industry for 20 years. So I produced 7 documentaries, all stuff that's Pittsburgh based. You know what I mean? 5, 6 short films. I did a feature film in 2018 called Everyday Hustle. I freestyled a feature. You know what I mean? It's 65 minutes. I ain't have no script, no budget. I just used my friends, used my creativity, went out and created a whole movie. I premiered it at the historic August Wilson Center here in Pittsburgh. So sold it out, 500 tickets. So I just been on the ground with this whole entertainment film, you know what I mean? Pittsburgh based, Pittsburgh to the world, you know what I mean? Because a lot of stuff don't come. A lot of people from the city don't make it. A lot of dudes who start getting a buzz, a lot of them go to jail or they end up getting killed, you know what I mean? So it'd be a lot of people who be doing decent shit, but they don't really make it out. So, but I'm here, you know what I mean? We created this Blam Wrestling, and we getting it to the world.
Okay. All right. So talk to us about how you came up with the concept or the idea of Blam Wrestling.
So me and my business partner, Lay, we was working on another movie for like about a year. And I was watching old wrestling clips. So Pittsburgh's a wrestling town, first and foremost. Football, wrestling. It always been like that since day one. You go out Philly on the other side of the state, it's boxing, basketball. You mean it's total opposite. You know what I mean? So wrestling always been a part of black culture in the hood in Pittsburgh. We always lock it up. We're not people box here, but if we rumble you, if you fight anybody from Pittsburgh, they're grabbing you. Point blank period. We locking it up. That's our thing. Let's lock it up. Strength, wrestling. This is a part of our culture. So the word blam is a Pittsburgh slang word in the hood for slamming somebody. A nigga be like, yo, I blammed that nigga. I took him to the 12th. Taking somebody to the 12th means you took him up over your head, blammed him down to the devil. You took him to the devil. That's our own slang. If somebody said they take you to the 12th. So the word blam was always a part of our culture. So how blam was birthed, I was watching old wrestling clips of Macho Man and Hulk Hogan when they became the Mega Powers, and when they was about to shake hands, and Hulk Hogan was like, I feel like we're gonna shake hands, the whole world's gonna blow up. So I'm cracking the hell up because it just brought me back to my childhood. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, bro, wrestling was like so much a part of our lives in the 80s in the hood and wrestling. You know what I mean? It was made cardboard belts out of aluminum foil, and you know what I mean? Like we was a part of all of it, bro. Like there was people who had wrestling rings. Like it was just wrestlers was bigger than everybody until Michael Jordan came. Like, you know, when Michael Jordan came, the first superstar in sports that was accepted in Pittsburgh. Other than that, the wrestlers was the superstars here, bro. You know what I mean? So it was always a part of our culture and what we did. And watching that clip, and I'm like, damn, I had never seen nothing about black wrestlers. Like, there's never really been nothing about from the hood. There's never really been no content, nothing. Like New Jack got that Dark Side Behind the Ring little, you know, video, I mean, little documentary about him. But there's not a lot of content. But black people, excuse me, black people contributed a lot to the wrestling culture. So I was like, damn, I want to do a movie about black wrestlers, but I want to do it about wrestlers from the hood, and I want to make it a comedy because I figure like comedy transcends everybody. Everybody want to laugh. Black, white, Chinese, Mexican. Everybody wants to laugh, and all these different races is a part of this wrestling culture. So I called my business partner. Yo, Lay, I got this idea, bro. I said we're gonna have to put that other movie on the shelf. We're gonna have to put that on ice, homie. So he like, man, what you mean? I'm like, bro, we're going to do a wrestling comedy. We didn't have the name Blam for it. I just had the vision. You know what I mean? Just creatives. I was like, I'm going to come over your crib. I'm going to slide over your way tomorrow, and we're going to build on it. You know what I mean? And I just started these two dudes that I knew from Facebook. They didn't even know each other. They wasn't wrestlers, nothing. They just was two dudes on Facebook that just sometimes do skits, talk shit, but they had the whole wrestling persona. Like niggas in Pittsburgh is pre-hype anyway, so a lot of people's already like wrestlers here. So it's just the personalities of people to fit different wrestling characters. So me and him start building on it. We start creating characters, a little bit of a storyline, and we almost 3 years in now, and we damn near done with the whole production and everything. So it's been a long journey. You know what I mean? It's been a dope journey, man. It's like we created a whole wrestling world, like all like WWE, but we created it a movie, and the ultimate goal is for it to be a series. You know what I mean? But we make a movie version, we pitching it. We got a pilot episode written, we got the trailers almost done, it just need color graded. So we got a lot of different intricate pieces moving around with Blam outside of just the film, like stuff on the marketing side. We created trading cards, plush dolls. We got real belts. These is real belts, bro. These is real leather belts. Like ththese is harder than niggas' real wrestling belts in leagues, bro. Like, these are real belts. You know
I like my belt.
These are real belts. Like, then I got the stuff from, you know what I mean? If you know
right.
Fans, man, you know what I mean?
Now, what are those two titles in particular for, as it relates to your creation?
This is one of the tag team belts. I got another tag team belt.
Okay.
Tag team belt, and this is the heavyweight belt. This is for a heavyweight champions belt. You know what I mean?
Okay.
For the heavyweight champion. So that's our two belts, and I'm making a woman's belt too.
Okay.
So this is basically about a struggling wrestling league. The league used to be up like WWE. The owner died, and he passed it down to his nephew, and his nephew fucked the league up. He messed the money up, so they had to start all over, and they had to come back to Pittsburgh where it all started and regroup to start over. Had the wrestlers that was in the league. They looking for new talent, and they got a $20,000. You can enter. Anybody can sign up. So you got crackheads signing up, regular hood dudes trying to win this 20 bands to become Blam superstars. People who ain't wrestled in years, like old white dudes. So it's like all these characters is like, hey, 20 bands. All right, I'm gonna try to be a wrestler. You know what I mean? So that's the story of how our two main characters go on this journey to try to become the next Blam superstars and win the $20,000.
Okay, all right. Well, one, we have a 10-time National Park Wrestling Alliance champion on this show, Diesel Washington. That's the nigga dressed like Taz on commentary down there in the purple. And then we also have a thespian over here who's an actor. I've never seen anything, but I'm sure he's pretty good. Right there is Masquerade Cam. You know, he's the masquerade charade. So maybe they should go to try to get this 20,000.
There's
But the
20
point I want
bands,
to
right?
make
Yeah.
is,
Yeah.
Something tells
I
me
just want to say
it's
that
not
the
the money's not
production,
tangible.
Ain't no bread there.
they're gonna start spending the money before they get it. You know how niggas do. But I just want to say, so far from what I've seen, the production on this is immaculate and impressive. I like that you chose quality over quantity. So talk to us about a time while creating this project that your back was against the ropes, all pun intended, and what did you do, or what did y'all do, and to get like production out of the corner? Like, what was something that you did?
So the hardest thing was, and I ain't gonna say it was even really hard. I put together an Indiegogo. I didn't know how to do that because I never did one. So I was trying to get some investors to help invest some bread on it, and I had to go. And this guy, this older white guy, he was like, "Yo, put an Indiegogo together." I'm like, "Oh, I heard of GoFundMe's and all that." So I looked it up, and there was another guy from Pittsburgh that was doing a film. He was doing a horror film, and I looked at how he had laid out his Indiegogo. And that was kind of like the hardest thing, like trying to figure out how to do this Indiegogo and then trying to raise the money. So we raised 10 bands in 35 days.
That's half of the 20. Okay.
So we had like 120 like sponsors. So it's like certain people like different, different sponsorship packages. A couple people bought belts for 500. A couple people just gave us money, like nonprofit organizations just gave money. So we raised 10 bands in 35 days. We put a nice campaign together on Indiegogo. That was kind of the hardest part. When it comes to film, like me and my homies been doing this for so long. Production's kind of, when you're doing production, I'll never say it's easy because a lot of stuff changes. But when you've been doing film for so long, like I got a audio engineer on set. I got 2 camera operators. I'm a director. Sometimes I shoot, and then my other director. So he's usually working with the talents. You know what I mean? The actors and stuff like that. The hardest part was really my actors. A lot of my actors ain't real wrestlers. So when we shoot matches, it's like you got to kind of like, you know what I mean? They're not doing a lot, but I got real wrestlers in it too, though. So I got real. It's a mixture of real wrestlers, comedians, and actors. You know what I mean? But that was hard. So I was sending some of my actors to wrestling training. You know what I mean? I was like, yo, y'all niggas gotta go train, bro, homies.
Right.
Like, y'all gotta go train. Y'all gotta learn some moves. Y'all gotta learn how to take a bump. Like shit that I didn't know the wrestling training was that intricate. Like you see the output and you know how real wrestling is. Like if somebody do the wrong move, everybody can be messed up.
Absolutely.
And me being there, because I'm filming it, I'm going there, getting behind the scenes for the documentary aspect of Blam. And I'm like, damn, this wrestling is a whole nother level of training. Like, and it made me respect the craft even more. You know what I mean? Going to these trainings. But that was one of the hardest things, was really like when we shooting the matches. So we made the real wrestlers wrestle against the real wrestlers. And then the dudes who wasn't real wrestlers in it, we made them kind of like go against each other. So it's more comedic, where they all just butt.
Right.
We really didn't pair like real wrestlers against dudes who wasn't real wrestlers. So we was like, we got to get some of the real wrestling aspect, because dudes be like, oh, all the matches can't be looking wild. It got to be some real dudes who could do some real shit in the ring. You know what I mean? That can make some shit shake. And that's how we did it. So we shot a Royal Rumble, we shot a women's match, and we shot 2 tag team match. And we shot a match with these 2 dudes. They was both real big. One was from Cleveland. Other dude was from Buffalo. So when I put this out there, I did 2 casting calls. I had a few wrestlers come from I had a chick, she came from Baltimore. I had like 5 wrestlers came from Cleveland. 1 cat came from Buffalo, New York. And a couple cats came from like other parts in Ohio. And other than that, was all local Pittsburgh wrestlers.
Okay, so speaking a little bit about wrestlers, with the characters like Wrestling Rick, the Black Master Claw, the Late Night Nibbler,
the Black Lobster. Hold on, you gotta get his name right.
I'm
Heavyweight
sorry.
champ.
What is it?
The Black Lobster. You know what I mean? His name's the Black Lobster.
Sorry. The Late Night Nibbler. And of course, my favorite tag team of all time, Mr. Perfect
with the
and
CT
Serenade.
Yeah.
How did you come up with these characters? Is it on you? Is it your partner?
So Serenade, Mr. Perfect is the Jaggernaut Gigolos. They from my hood. I grew up with them. So the one dude's just more of a smooth, laid-back player type dude. That's Serenade. And the other one is pre-hype. He's wild. He's crazy. I gotta say, rest in peace to my homie because he just passed away.
He just passed.
A few
Yeah.
weeks
Sorry to
ago.
hear that.
He just passed away. I ended up getting so much footage with him, but he was so I couldn't find nobody to really embody this Mr. Perfect character because he's like a freaky type. Like I'm like pink spandex, dark skinned dude with locks. You know what I mean? Like the contrast of it was wild. But he got into this character, purple bow ties, little purple vest, pink and purple spandex, white boots, purple fedoras. Like I couldn't really find nobody that really fit that role, and he fit that role, and they bodied it. These was first time actors. Mostly everybody a part of this is first time actors. You know, like I said, dudes already have this personality, and that's how I was able to fit people with these wrestling character names. Like his personality fits like this. You know what I mean?
So he like Rick the Model Martel meets Booker T.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Did one of you fellas want to ask Jay a question?
Oh, okay. What was the thought process? What are you looking to go with this film?
Series. So
Okay.
We're shooting a movie version, but we're also pitching it. Like Blam got to be a series. We got a solid 20 official characters, bro. Like it's too many. Like I can't even get into depth to everybody just in a movie. You know what I mean? I got Slime Ball Paul. I got Bishop Backslide. He's a manager. Like he's a crooked ass manager.
I love these names.
And he managed a Crip in the Blood. The Crip nigga's name is Cowboy Cuz, and the Blood's name is Pyru Pete. So that's a whole tag team within it right there.
Right.
You got Wrestling Rick. That's our Blue from Old School. He's an old white dude. That guy with the old school 1930s football helmet. You know what I mean? Slime Ball Paul's a manager. He's wild as hell. I got my main two characters, which is the Wing Dust Winos. That's Rantan Riley and the Late Night Nibbler. You know what I mean? Then you got the Black Lobster, who's the heavyweight champ. He's a whole character. You know what I mean? Then I got shit. I'm trying to think. Who else I got?
So when is exactly is the movie coming out? I know that you're still in final production at this point, right?
So we hopefully probably at the top of the year, because the editing aspect is a lot. Like a lot of the stuff we filmed already. So I really only got we really only have to shoot probably about 7 more scenes.
Okay.
That's a final match where our main two characters go up against the tag team champions. Now the tag team champions in Blam are real wrestlers. It's a guy called the Main Event, Duke Davis and Gannon Jones Jr. They're both like 6'5", big. They travel. They pretty known in the wrestling world. They do their thing. So Duke Davis was the only wrestler that I knew in Pittsburgh, and I only knew him because I seen him on somebody's video, but I never knew he was a wrestler. He used to do a podcast back in the day called VA to Prez, but I didn't know no black wrestlers in Pittsburgh. Like I wasn't in that world, you know what I mean? When I came up with the idea, I only knew Duke Davis, and he's like, "Yo, I got a tag team partner." I'm like, "Oh, that's even better." And they both 6'5", they about 12 feet. What they say? 12 feet 10.
Oh yeah, that's what. See,
yeah, some shit. They they got their little slogan.
7'14".
Yeah, and they was able to come through and and give me some insight on the whole wrestling world, bro.
Right.
I had ended up getting a wrestling facility I used to film Blam. Is a place called PWX Wrestling in Pittsburgh. So that's where we film all of our Blam content at. All of our wrestling matches and anything we got to do inside of an arena.
Now,
Go ahead. What you was about to say?
No. Yeah, finish your thought.
No, we end up linking with them. Some dude on Facebook just liked one of my posts, and I was like, "Who's dude?" You just somebody random. And I went to his page and it said some PWX Wrestling. I'm like, well, I don't know no black people who really do nothing that if in wrestling in Pittsburgh. That's kind of behind the scenes. So I inboxed him. I was like, "Yo, what you do with wrestling?" He's like, "Yo, I help manage a league in McKeesport called PWX." I'm like, "For real?" I said, "I'm looking for a wrestling facility for our film, for our movie." He's like, "Yo, come check us out." And when I went out there, it was Average Joe's Gym. It was perfect for what we was doing because the league fell off. So we needed somewhere to
start over.
The continuity.
Yeah, we didn't need all the bright lights. We needed holes in the ceiling, rats running around, raccoons in it. Like we needed that wild. We needed homies. We needed that wild hood look in there, bro.
Right.
Like we needed,
yeah.
And I ended up talking to the owner of the building, and I told him what we was trying to do, and he just opened the doors for us. and just let us use the facility, man. And they trained our wrestlers, our actors for free and everything. So it's just been a blessing, bro. Like to just be able to just come back and it's like all the pieces just be lining up. Like even when stuff goes bad, it still ends up working out.
Being good.
Okay.
Nice.
That was it
I
for
would
me.
say
He answered my question.
Okay.
I would ask, what era or eras in wrestling like does Blam kind of remind people of, or like was inspired by?
Attitude era and the era that what would they call it? The golden era, like Macho Man and all that. Those 2 eras, bro. Anything past that, anything past Stone Cold and The Rock, we wasn't fucking with it, bro.
Okay.
Like,
Okay.
anything because we pulled from the aggressive spitting, like we pulled the characters from that era. We didn't pull from dudes using regular names, and you know what I mean. It's all crazy. Wow, everybody's like that whole era, bro, where you really had to have a gimmick. Like he wasn't. Oh, my name is John Williams. Like, nah, bro, your name is Badass John from you know what I mean from Baton Rouge.
Right.
We was using them names, the slang, and you know what I mean.
Right, the pot belly. Right. Yeah.
And there's never really been a lot of black films that people seen from Pittsburgh. So we using a lot of Pittsburgh slang. It's like it's gonna be new to the world. People gonna be like, yo, what do that even mean? You know what I mean? So a lot of y'all cities, y'all from bigger cities, a lot of people know what New York sound like. They know what Baltimore sound like. They know what Detroit sound like. They gonna know what Pittsburgh sound like from watching Blam. They gonna be like, yo, what does that mean? You know what I mean? So a lot of it's just our own world, and we create it, and it's just gonna crack. I don't got to doubt my mind about this project. It's just really getting it to the right people. You know what I mean? It's just really getting it to the right people. Like this shit is gonna be something that the world's gonna see, yo. Like the world's gonna see Blam, yo.
So like speaking of other content like outside of wrestling, shows about wrestling, like I don't know if you ever got a chance to see like Wow, the women of wrestling, or Heels, or like Most Wanted, The Wrestler, all these different type of programming that they had that talks about like the behind the scenes of wrestling. What is your thought about that, being that you create wrestling content?
So I watched Glow. I liked Glow. It had that 80s feel to it. But I used to watch Glow when I was a kid. It used to come on late night. Gorgeous Lady. I remember Ma Fiji. I remember that shit. Like I can tell you about the old school wrestling because I used to watch that shit daily. I watched Heels, but I really couldn't get into it. I liked how it was shot and everything. But Blam's like the opposite of that. Heels was more serious, white dudes in the country. Blam is black people in the hood comedy. You know what I mean? Entertainment. So it's like the total opposite of Heels, bro. That I wasn't really because the Heels was like, all right, this is cool because it's wrestling, you know what I mean? But I was just like, well, James Harrison was in it from the Steelers, so that's why I really was kind of like watching it. But it wasn't really my type of thing, like, because I'm like, I'd be just tired of seeing the same old just white dudes on camera. The black people's always in the background. Like I get tired of that. Like I'm be tired of just white savior movies, bro. Like white people's just the only people. Like I just don't really indulge in that shit, yo. So I don't watch a lot of them type of stuff, like unless it's making me laugh. You know what I mean? I wanted to see the Iron Claw. I didn't get a chance to see that yet.
That was really good.
I'm also wrote a synopsis. I want to do a movie on New Jack, like a serious movie. I want to do a movie on New Jack, and I've been like writing down, watching a lot of his interviews, like just paying attention to a lot of stuff that he was doing. I used to live in North Carolina for 10 years, and he was from Greensboro. I lived in Winston-Salem for 10 years. You know what I mean? So he's from down there. That's my second home, North Carolina. So that was like something I would love to do as a passion project, like a movie on New Jack, because he was just the illest to me. You know what I mean? As far as like wrestling, like his story needs to be told. You know what I mean?
Did you ever have a chance to meet him?
No, I never got a chance to meet him, yo. Like the dude who helped me utilize PWX wrestling, the black dude, Aaron, he was real good with New Jack. And he told me a lot of stories about him when he came to Pittsburgh, staying at his house and him just doing wild shit. You know what I mean? And I tried to reach out to his boy Mustafa just to try to put a bug in his ear to tell him this is something I want to do. So that's, later on down the line. But I would love to do a movie on New Jack. You know what I mean?
That was actually my next question, Bill. So you already answered it. You're very good interviewee. You're already answering the questions just when we think we got the questions. You switch up the goddamn answers. And that's really good. Before we go on to a game, is there anybody else who wants to ask our guest, Mr. J, Roughbone White, even you guys tuning in at YouTube, any question about Blam or his process in directing and producing a project? Going once, going twice, going three times. All right, nobody. All right, that's good. So we can go on and play a game. That's perfect. I love how this time is going, by the way. This is wonderful. We play this game with most of our guests, and you might be familiar with it if you've seen the episode. It's called I Got Five on It. But what we will do, just because you're here and you're our special guest, you in our house, what you can do is when I give you either this or that, you can let me know if it's Blam or blah. All right?
All right.
Blam means lit, blah means fucking blah. We're going to start off with the better manager, right? Going back to the golden era. Sherry Martel or Slick Rick?
Sherry Martel or Slick Rick? Shit. Slick Rick.
So Slick Rick was Blam, Sherry was blah. All right, cool. Now we're going to go into the commentary. On commentary, Jesse the Body Ventura or Gorilla Monsoon?
Oh, damn.
Yeah. Playing with fire.
I gotta go with Jesse the Body is Blam.
Yeah.
And Gorilla is blah.
Really? Okay.
Jesse the Body was so much of a heel because he was the one that anybody who was good, he was bringing it to him. And I used to like how he would always like if somebody was good and they was cheating, he's not doing nothing. You know what I mean? He just had that contrast to go against everybody who was the face.
We're gonna go a little bit into movies. Meteor Man or Blank Man?
Oh my god.
Damn. I'm going with Meteor Man is Blam.
Okay.
Blank Man is blah.
Everybody was in Meteor Man. We just had that discussion.
Meteor Man was corny, but it was dope though how he put it together, like black superhero. You had the Golden Lords. It was funny as hell. You started to see people reposting clips. He either had Luther Vandross on there.
Yep, Luther was in there. Daddy Kane.
He did.
Yep. Speaking of which, the directors: Robert Townsend or Spike Lee?
Oh shit! Damn, man. Come on, man. All right, listen. I'm gonna have to go with Spike Lee is Blam, Robert Townsend is blah. But The 5 Heartbeats is one of my favorite movies all time, bro. And when it comes to Spike Lee, I did Big Brother Almighty like 3 years ago on Halloween, yo. So I had the little wig, and I had the jacket, the G5G. I had the jacket, the glasses, and my wife was playing Tisha Campbell. So we did the whole Halloween G5G outfit. I had the arm, like the cover and everything. I had the gloves. Yeah, I did it up. But Spike Lee, just because Spike Lee has created more, but Robert Townsend has created a lot of classic stuff from Hollywood. Like Hollywood Shuffle is one of my favorite. It's really like a tie for real, but I got to give Spike a little bit more of an edge.
Right.
All right. So while we on movies, we're gonna do New Jack City versus Paid in Full.
Oh. Well, I'm from the early. Now I'm 44, so I'm going with New Jack City is Blam, bro. Paid in Full was blah, but Paid in Full was a dope movie. It was a true story, but just the New Jack City, what it did for the culture, like what the impact it had from Nino Brown to G Money, the slang, like the lines, the classic lines we still say to this day. People will say, yeah, niggas get shot every day, B. Niggas say that all the time.
Right.
But New Jack City just had so many classic lines and moments. And when there was really kind of when drugs first hit, so it was kind of like the impact of it was way bigger than Paid in Full.
Yeah, Mashout used a line, I do believe, from New Jack City earlier, just not,
Yeah, I said the sun shines on a dog's ass every once in a while.
Sit your $5 ass down before I make a change.
Rockabye, baby.
We're gonna go a little bit into hip hop now. Big Daddy Kane or Rakim?
Oh, Rakim Blam.
Yes. That's my favorite rapper of all time.
Big Daddy Kane was cool. Big Daddy Kane was hard. He was a smooth, chocolate, dark-skinned nigga. He had the broads. Like, he was smooth as hell. I rock with him. But when it came to Microphone Fiend, bro, we was rapping that at talent shows. Like, Microphone Fiend was like one of them jams as a kid, bro. Like, we walk home from school rapping the whole lyrics to that. 3rd, 4th grade. You know what I mean? Type shit. So, like, Rakim, for him, being a rapper like that in that era, his bars was unmatched, bro.
All right, we're going to go back to a directors. Antoine Fuqua or Ryan Coogler?
Well, Ryan Coogler is dope. Fook was dope, but I got to go with Fook because Fook was from Pittsburgh.
Exactly why I used
So
it. Very good.
Fook was from the Berg. So I'm going with Fook as Blam. You know what I mean? That's family right there, man. You know what I mean? He one of the people that really, there's a decent amount of black directors from Pittsburgh that kind of like did some decent stuff in the industry. We got Rusty Cundiff. He did Fear of a Black Hat. He did Tales from the Hood. He did Sprung.
My movie.
So he's from Pittsburgh too. There was other dude, Ben Ramsey. They did Love and a Bullet with Stretch. He did some other movies, and he did that Dragon Ball Z movie, and they kind of dragged him for that. But it wasn't really his fault. As a director, everything don't be your fault. But it's another director from Pittsburgh that do his thing.
We're gonna take it to a little bit of music, and I'm gonna see how open your genre is. Phyllis Hyman or Jilly from Philly?
Well, Phyllis Hyman's from Pittsburgh.
I was about to say that,
but I gotta go with Jilly from Philly. Blam. Jill Scott's music. I mean, Phyllis Hyman's music was depressing, bro. Like I love her.
No. You know how to love me. You know how to love me knocks. That's not depressing. Don't say that.
Well, no, I ain't gonna say all of her stuff, but a lot of it was dark. She was a little bit dark. Like her music was a little bit too like. It wasn't really my flavor back then as a kid coming up. I was, what I mean? People's moms and grandmas was listening to it, but I wasn't listening to Phyllis Hyman. You know what I mean? She was beautiful, beautiful woman, but just my age group wasn't listening to it. Jilly from Philly, she came with that heat. You know what I mean?
Okay. You mentioned him a little bit earlier about him switching the colors to the team. Wiz Khalifa or Stunner 2 Fly?
Damn.
Woo!
I gotta go with Wiz is Blam, Stunner, and Stunner is blah. But Stunner's my man, bro. Like only because Wiz helped put Pittsburgh hip hop on the map. You know what I mean? Like he helped put Pittsburgh hip hop on the map, and he's a culture icon. You know what I mean? He can still tour to this day. He got them core fans that's gonna show up, and he's did a lot of dope music. You know what I mean? He used to be a rapper, and then he was like, "Hold up, I'm gonna figure it." He found his lane, the weed smoking lane. He kind of like scaled his lyrics back and stuff like that because he used to rap like Cameron, like he used to rap like that. MySpace days, he used to be spitting like bars. I'm like, oh, because that's how he really started coming up because he was spitting. But then he was like, he found the lane and really like scaled back, and he just become a super. He's one of them entertainment superstars, yo.
Mash Out King feels like Cameron destroyed hip hop, but the rapper Cameron, not
he's
Cameron,
the beginning of it.
Cameron
the beginning of it.
Hey, you know what's crazy? Everybody got their own idea of who destroyed hip hop, and I've never heard nobody say Cameron ever. That's the first person. I'll have to hear a little bit more context on how Cameron, because I've heard people say NWA. I heard people say when Down South got hip hop. I've heard people say all these different places, but I've never heard nobody say nobody from New York.
Well, like I'll say this. And I don't want. I know people are gonna want to end up arguing this point. So I think he is the father of low grade rapping, right? Now so and
who Cam?
He is
Giles.
Yes, he's the father of that. So people have after that mimicked him, right? And it just developed a whole style after that. Now I'm not knocking his music because, at the end of the day,
you did knock his music out.
Stay with me now. Stay with me. Okay. I did not say he's trash. I did not say that. I said that I just said the low grade rapping, okay, is what started, and others have followed. I don't want to go down the road of
you need to go listen. You need to go listen to Confessions of Fire.
We had this conversation on that.
We had this conversation.
We had this conversation. I need somebody to go buy a bottle of Ginkgo because I already went through this already. Okay,
he was still wrong. Masha was still wrong for that.
We still on. I got 5-1, and I got 2 more things. Right.
I'm sorry.
A Primanti sandwich or a potato patch fries. Which one is Blam? Which one is blah?
Blam is definitely potato patch fries, the original fries. Yeah, Permanis is blah, bro. We don't eat. Black people don't eat that shit.
Eat that? Yeah, it's the white folk that go
ain't
to the Penguin games.
Yeah, we don't eat that. Some people eat it. I don't eat that shit.
Penguins.
I don't eat beef
no.
anyway. I don't eat beef and pork anyway, so I definitely don't eat that.
Okay.
Yeah, so but
Yeah,
some, when people come in town, people like Permani brothers. I'm like, bro, that's some Yinzer white people shit, bro. We don't eat that.
Yinzer white people.
Yeah, that's what they call
potato
like,
patch fries is
white people in Pittsburgh. They call
potato
them
patch fries. Okay.
Yeah, potato patch fries. Yeah, homies.
And last but not least, rounding it out, back to wrestling. I don't know how well you know about both of these legacies, but just based on what you know about them, the United States Championship legacy versus the Intercontinental Champion legacy. Which legacy is Blam and which one is Blah?
I'm going with the Intercontinental from the jump is Blam.
Okay.
Just because like Macho Man, Rick Rude, them dudes from that era, they always was the Intercontinental champs. And we always looked at that belt like that was a dope belt. Like them dudes, and some of them dudes end up becoming the world champion, you know what I mean, later on. But the Intercontinental belt was big. It wasn't like no slouch belt. The other belt, I really don't know too much about that other belt. Yeah.
That answers the whole question right there.
Other belt.
Like, I'm going
other belt.
Intercontinental from the jump, like, because I remember Macho Man having that forever and other dudes having that belt when I was young that I looked up to. Like, oh, he got the Intercontinental belt, you know what I mean? So, like I said, I come from that era of wrestling, so I'm like, I'm going with that as Blam from the jump.
All right. Well, that was I Got 5 on it, aka in the sense for you, Blam or Blow. We appreciate all y'all for joining, and I appreciate you for joining us on this show. You want to leave the people any final words? Let them know where they can look out for Blam Wrestling or any of your projects that you want people to indulge into.
For sure. So you can reach out to Blam Wrestling on IG. That's BLAM. Blam Wrestling on Instagram. Facebook is just Blam Wrestling. And we also have a private group called Blam Fam. BLAM space fam. So I post a lot of the Blam content in there. I make it more exclusive to the group. So y'all can send a request to it, Blam Fam. I'll accept you in there. You know what I mean? You can't be in there spamming. You can't be in there trying to post about dumb shit. It's strictly for the movie. You know what I mean? So a lot of posts I don't approve in there because it's strictly for people learning. It's basically like a Discord. You know what I mean? It's our own Discord where I'm posting when I need. Oh, I need somebody for this scene. Like I need a white girl with dreads for this scene. You know what I mean? I post it in there. You know what I mean? So I make it more exclusive as a community in there so people can be involved in it. And everything else is just Blam Wrestling. You know what I mean? You can just type in Blam Wrestling. Our YouTube page is Blam Wrestling. I got to start posting more of our content on YouTube. I usually post most of it on Instagram, and I post the most really on my Instagram page, J White Digital. Because I got the most followers on there. You know what I mean?
Makes sense.
And I post some stuff on my main Facebook page, James S. White. I post a decent amount of content on there, but it's other stuff mixed in. You know what I mean? So it's not just all Blam related. But if you're looking for just Blam related, it's Blam Wrestling and Blam Fam on Instagram. You know, I mean on Facebook.
Okay, well, we really appreciate you, King. Before you get out of here, is Kurt Angle Blam?
Oh yeah, for sure. He's from the Bird. Kurt Angle's definitely Blam.
Okay, I'm gonna say, you know, he's
I gotta get him a shout out. My bad, I ain't mean to cut you. I gotta get a shout out to Virgil, bro. That's what I got behind me, bro. The picture right there, yo. The legend. Yeah. Virgil, he's from Pittsburgh, bro.
Rest in peace to him.
Rest in peace to him
Virgil,
too.
Yo, you know what I mean? He was a good dude, bro. Like I met him a few times. You know what I mean? He was always around in the city. He looked out for a lot of people, man. He knocked off a lot of people's aunties in the Berg, man. You know what I mean?
Oh, Vincent. We got little Vincents running around.
Virgil was knocking them down. A lot of aunties got stories about Virgil. You know what I mean? He was running through them in the Berg.
Man. He started his own bloodline back in Pittsburgh.
Wow. I appreciate you so much for joining us, Jay. Thank you for having the patience. Our house, me casa, our casa, and Sue casa. You're welcome at any time. We can't wait to see the project.
Yes,
really good. We're all broadcast journalists here, so if you definitely need funny commentators, you holler at us. Let us know what's up.
Sure. You know? Y'all gotta slide through, man. When we do this final match, man. I don't know how far y'all from Pittsburgh, bro. Y'all gotta slide through. You know what I mean?
No problem.
We in New York.
That ain't too far.
We in New York.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, Jay. Have yourself a good evening.
Yep.
Have
No
you a
doubt.
great evening. We appreciate you, King. And
All
make
right.
sure you
All right,
like,
homies.
subscribe, and
All
share.
right.
And also, make sure you share the video.
No
You on
doubt, for
this.
sure. I already shared it on my Facebook. I don't be playing.
That's
All
what's
right.
up.
Yeah, come
Okay.
on now.
Okay. We like that. We like that
You
energy.
changed the
Appreciate you,
time on
King.
me 5 times, though. No, I'm just fucking with you.
Yeah.
Like 9 o'clock, 9:30, 9:15. I'm like, God damn, all right, what's that?
I
All
said
right, bro.
10:15.
All love, man. Appreciate y'all.
No problem.
All
Take care.
My business
All
partner Lay couldn't get on, man, but shout out to my business partner Lay Lansky, bro. He's a big, intricate part of Blam, bro. I couldn't do it without him, and I couldn't do it without my production team, my actors, and everybody who's involved, bro. Without everybody being an intricate part in this, it couldn't happen because film is a teamwork. Just like y'all have y'all podcast, it's a team effort, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Work together
That's
and
a
y'all
fact.
make it happen. And I appreciate y'all bringing it on. You know what I mean? Bringing us on. And just look out for Blam, bro. We're gonna keep grinding, bro. Y'all gonna see us. Y'all gonna be like, damn, he was on our show. They really
Yeah,
did.
we definitely,
So,
absolutely.
Yeah,
Well, you
yeah.
gonna come
Yeah,
back.
yeah.
Don't act Hollywood,
All right.
nigga.
Have a good night, bro.
Ah,
Have a good
All
night.
right.
Ali Rock.
All right. I hope y'all enjoyed that and learned a little bit more about Blam. You see, I didn't future endeavor him this time. You see, I was conscious of that.
Yes.
So what we are gonna do is move into our wrestler of the week, fellas. Your wrestler of the week. We talked a lot about wrestling, cams, bams, nams, all of that. Speaking of Cam, who's your wrestler of the week?
All right, I got 2 wrestlers of the week. First wrestler of the week is Jade Cargill. I love me some Jade Cargill. She has some great matches, great spots this
Did you
week.
pick her before?
I picked her last week. Yes, I did. Or the last time we was on
Oh, it's the
this
echo
this
again. Okay, go
platform.
ahead.
Yeah. All right. And then Solo Sikoa. Solo Sikoa
Okay.
to me set a new precedent for his character and just opened up the imagination, and we about to see what's gonna happen.
You're a bloodline whore. Now you was with Roman, then you was with The Rock, now you with Solo. You a bloodline whore, but ain't nothing wrong with that.
Making the
I would
rounds.
too. There's nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that at all. Diesel Washington, a.k.a. Henny Omega. Who is your wrestler or wrestlers of the week and why?
Javon Evans, down on NXT. I hope I pronounced his name right.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
That was my wrestler last time.
Oh, I guess I'm an echo too. I don't realize I didn't recognize that being your wrestler of the week. But anyway, nonetheless,
We just talked about it, but it's okay.
Well, we're talking about mines.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, he's he had put on an excellent showing on NXT. That was my first time seeing him wrestle. I look forward to seeing what he can do more in the ring. From what I saw, he has a bright future there. You know what I mean? Hey man, you heard it from me. I stamped that kid with my approval.
I know
Yes,
that's
I
right.
did.
I stamped them first,
And
but sure.
yeah, sure you did. And also
I did.
would like
If only they posted the clips, then we would know that. But go ahead.
And I also would like to give a big shout out this week to being my favorite wrestler of the week. My wrestler of the week is Bailey.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to you, Bailey. We love you, Bailey. I appreciate you, Bailey.
I do as well. Mash Out King, your wrestler of the week.
Yes, my wrestler of the week is John Moxley. Congratulating him. Yes. Congratulating him.
I didn't want to say that because I knew you was gonna mention him. Go ahead.
Yes, for becoming the new IWGP World Heavyweight Champion. So I'm not saying I'm necessarily a fan of him, but just congratulations to him. For
You didn't think it was him when the Shield music hit at WrestleMania? You didn't think
I did. I honestly did.
It had me for a second. I'm like, are they both gonna come out? It had me for a second.
My wrestler.
Side note about that IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. To me, I think it's the best, like, visually looking championship out right
Yeah,
now.
but
What do
it's
you
not
think?
your wrestler of the week. Thank you. The wrestler of the week.
That's so rude, brother. Jesus.
Yeah, you're still talking. Like, come on. Can we get done with the show? Mute yourself. Thank you. Wow. My wrestler
I
of the
see
week is
the
gonna be Bobby Roode.
neon lights are bright.
Speaking of Rude, my wrestler of the week is gonna be Bobby Roode. Him producing, helping The Rock train and getting his match and producing the main event at WrestleMania. That's my wrestler of the week is Bobby Roode. And if I had to pick a good second, it's gonna have to be
John
Trick
Moxley.
Williams. Definitely is not John Moxley. It's gonna be Trick Williams.
John Moxley.
With that being said, final thoughts. Cam, you like to talk a lot. Go ahead. How about you go now?
You know what? I just want to say, just do your best to be the best version of yourself, and no matter what happens, it's gonna work out. Just stay positive.
That's right. Diesel Washington, your final words of the week.
Listen, man, sometimes when you love what you do, you don't gotta worry about getting paid in cash. Just be happy that you're getting paid in the opportunity. Okay?
Okay, that's good. That's word of the wise. I'm Mash Out King, repping Flatbush to the fullest.
Yes.
Your final words of the week.
Yes, I'm just gonna quote Shaka Khan and say, "Do you love what you feel?" All right.
I like that one.
I never heard it. Must have been before my time.
What are you talking about?
Before my time go crazy. I'm gonna
quote another record saying games people play. That's another one.
Anyway, random thought. When you learn just how much you are worth,
it went over my head.
People discounts. Okay? Keep in mind, you had a purpose way before anyone had an opinion. So keep added interest when you know your worth. That is the Random Thought. I just have Random Thoughts, Brandon Lee. This is the Three Amigos podcast show. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode. Like, subscribe, share, tell us what you think, comment, and tune into us every Sunday night live at 9 p.m. That might be changing, but whatever.
Ladies and gentlemen,
we thank y'all so much for tuning in. We love you so much. Have a good night. Have a great week. Keep hope alive.
I am Diesel